distinguished invitees, gracious ladies and gentlemen, அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். இந்த சந்தர்ப்பத்தில் ஒன்று பட்டம் பெற்றுள்ள அனைத்து மாணவ மாணவிகளுக்கும் என்னுடைய நல்ல வாழ்த்துக்கள் தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். உங்களுக்கும் உங்கள் குடும்பத்தினருக்கும் மற்றும் உங்கள் நண்பர்களுக்கும் இந்த நாள் மகிழ்ச்சியான நாளாக அமைகிறது. நீங்கள் பெற்ற இந்த பட்டம் உங்களுடைய கடுமையான உறுதியாலும் கிடைக்க பெற்றுள்ளது. உங்களுக்கு உங்கள எதிர்காலம் சிறப்பாக அமைய என்னுடைய மனமார்ந்த நல்ல வாழ்த்துக்கள். Friends, you are all, you deserve all the congratulations, and you are all proud degree holders of this prestigious university. But while we are talking about this prestigious university, named after Thiru K. Kamaraj, Bharat Ratna Thiru K. Kamaraj, I think it is only pertinent that we should remember him for all that he has done for this country, for the people of India and the people of Tamil Nadu. Thiru Kamarajar he was a great nationalist, coming from a very humble background, rising to be the jewel of India, Bharat Ratna. His life is a lesson, is an inspiration for all of us. At a very young age, he was pulled towards the national freedom movement. And what actually attracted him to national freedom movement? It was the Jallianwala Bagh. He was hardly 17 years of age. And when he got to know, the whole country was upset how the British had killed the civilians, unarmed, expressing their views, not approving certain acts of the British, oppressive act of the British, and how they were caged and shot and killed. That barbaric act, it triggered the sense of anguish and pain in the great young Kamaraj. Those days, anything happening in any part of the country, it used to affect the people of every part of the country. We know that when in 1905, when the British they were dividing the society, dividing the country on communal lines, on caste line or racial lines. When they partitioned Bengal and created a Muslim East Bengal, there was resentment, there was uproar, reactions in all over the country. And at that time in this land, there were many. But to name a few, V.O. Chidambaram Pillai. He rose against that, what the British did in Bengal. Mahakavi Subramaniam Bharati, he rose against that, what they did in elsewhere in the country. Though the British had tried to weaken the country, divide the country, and this they had started right from the time when they began colonizing this country. You all know, we all know, that they came in the year 1600 as a trading company, as a merchant. But later, in the year 1750s, when they started acquiring territories, first with Bengal, they wondered how to run the colonial administration, how to run the colonies. At the time, British had all the European power, in fact, not only British, Portuguese, Dutch, they all had experience of colonizing other parts of the world. The British had experience of colonizing North America. And at the time they wondered, can they replicate the experience of colonizing North America to India? At that time, after a lot of deliberation, they realized no, it wasn't possible to replicate that experiment, which they did in North America. What they did in North America? North America, they killed, massacred, through genocide, the native indigenous population. At the time when they began colonizing North America, the native population was about 110 million, and within less than 150 years, it reduced to less than 10 million. They had massacred them not through all the time killing directly, but by pestilence, by disease. They spread a smallpox-infested blanket among their villages in their colonies of the natives, and the people died in thousands and thousands. That is how they had killed and colonized North America. Could they do that in India? They had deliberated over that. It might sound you a little weird, but it was a fact. Go into the archives, go into the details. These issues were debated. Should they repeat North America in India? And then they realized it wasn't possible. It wasn't possible because not only India was large population, diverse geography, but it was a highly evolved civilization. It was a highly evolved economy. It is a fact. It is a fact recorded by the Europeans themselves that in 1750, the industrial production of the world, 73% of that was India and China, and India production was 40%. So it was a highly evolved civilization, highly evolved economy, highly integrated, connected society. It wasn't possible to commit the genocide which they did in North America. So what should they do? And then they came to a conclusion. They must weaken the unity of the country, the society, and must infuse in the natives a sense of inferiority complex. To kill the soul, the sense of selfhood among Indians. It was not something which is somebody's imagination. This is there. You are all scholars. You go into the archives, you will find right, the debate that happens right from 1770, because 1755 was the first when Lord Clive had captured Bengal. And this debate has started how to colonize, how to run the colony in India. Very interesting communication. And there was at the time Professor Adam Ferguson. Since you are all from academia, I am quoting. Professor Adam Ferguson from Edinburgh. Those days there were 3 centers of learning in UK. Oxford, Cambridge and Edinburgh. This Professor Adam Ferguson was advisor to the British government on colonial affairs. It is there in his letter, recommendations. You can read it. You cannot replicate your experiment in North America. You cannot kill the people of India. You cannot break this. It is well integrated, highly evolved. And so, the alternative was to sustain the empire, weaken the unity of this country, and destroy the economy. It is on record, you see, it is there in our Madras archives. You don't have to go to British archive. And I urge you all to take up the researches. When they came, the 1600, when they came to India for trading, one of the first technology that they learned from India, they saw it and they admired. That was how to make this waterproofing of the ship. India was long before a great maritime power. We know the adventures of our great Cholas. British ships coming to India, they had to stop in between for maintenance because their bottom of the ship was not sustainable. It used to leak, posing serious threat. So how to waterproof the bottom of the ship? And this they learned from here, the Cholas. And having learned that technology, they took about 10 years, they brought their experts, took the technology, how to do, and the know-how, and the chemicals that is needed for waterproofing the bottom of the ship. Then they killed the industry here. Systematically they killed one after another all the industries. They destroyed the education system. The first was 1802, Peel's Act. The Peel's Act was first designed to destroy the indigenous education system and to bring about their system of education with rote learning and the people who could be worthy of serving as a servant of the company. They also brought another category of people, what we call anthropologists. By the way, those of you who have studied anthropology and those who teach anthropology, you should be knowing that there is no anthropology for the white people. There is no anthropology for the Caucasians. Anthropology was invented as a discipline to study the people of the colony by the colonizers. And when they started studying not merely to know the people, but also to divide the people. The minor differences, the way one wears the dhoti, the way we eat the food, the way we talk, the way we sit, the way we greet, on those minor differences they started creating communities. And they vivisected the society. Those of us who study anthropology today, we rarely realize the beginning, the genesis of anthropology. Anthropology was a discipline created by colonizers to study and divide the people of the colony. And as a part of that anthropology, they also created the theory of race. The theory of race was invented by the British. And of course by the Portuguese too, Portuguese and Dutch. And it was part of that theory of race that they started dividing the people. And when the fire of freedom, it started spreading over the country, they started playing their games. They started telling the people of the Northeast, no, you are not Indians. You are different. And all kinds of stories. Well, Indians will not let you, some of them will not let you beef, some of them will not let you eat pork. India is a dangerous place. Divide. Different places, different stories they started telling. And here, they had created a lot of literature that Dravid as a race, we all know, go through the ancient geography of India. It is the Vindhya region running from west to east. This region, the land south of Vindhya was called Dravid, land north of south was called Aryan. And these lands were again subdivided in 5 zones, Panch Dravida, Panch Aryan. It was a geography that turned it into a race. And when the freedom movement started, when they started weakening the movement, the British started weakening, they launched a movement here. I urge upon all of you to go and study. Don't get carried away by the literature which are available in the market. Go to the archive and see how the British encouraged and fueled and funded those who started taking a different line from the national mainstream political movement. It was in that background that a towering personality like Kamraj stood up like a rock. And he stood, he could see the game of the British. And he took the leadership of the country, the leadership of the National Freedom Movement, along with Mahatma Gandhi and many other leaders. After the British left, what all he did for this place? Radical education reform. The way he took schools to villages, nobody did. We all take pride in our education system here, but who laid the foundation? It was Kamraj. In the field of agriculture, he brought more than 200,000 hectares of land under irrigation by building dams and canals. In terms of industry, he brought several industries, some of them, one can say, lignite, bell. He brought IIT. Do we know that IIT in Madras was brought by Kamraj? Such a great nationalist. And I feel proud and humbled to be in an university and at a place named after this great man. Let us pay tribute to him, remember him, what all he did. Often in the flux of the modern, flux of the time, the flux of the politics, flux of the Western interest, we tend to forget what we are enjoying today. The prosperity that we are enjoying today, whether in terms of education, whether in terms of industrialization, whether in terms of agriculture, in terms of infrastructure, the foundation stone was laid by this great man. Friends, you are all those who got your degrees today, you are entering a life. Technically, you will cease to be a student. Actually, one remains a student all through the life. But technically, you are entering life. You will be raising families. You will be doing jobs, earning livelihood, and move on in life. This threshold is a landmark in your life. I urge you to be confident. I urge you to be bold. I urge you not to be risk averse. Today, there are umpteen opportunities all around. You don't have to go to the beaten track. what earlier generations did. You have to think new, start new. I am saying this primarily, I am insisting and urging you because today the country is not only celebrating 75 years of independence, but we have also entered the Amrit Kal of the next quarter century, 25 years. The country is awakened. The awakened country has a destination that in the next 25 years, by the time country celebrates the 100 years of its independence, India has to be the world leader. With that goal in mind, we have to work, each one of us. Our goal is clear, our direction is clear, and there is a momentum all around. And this change, taking it to the world leadership, who will do it? It is the youth of the country. It is the youth. Prime Minister often banks on the youth. You are the builder of the new India. Each one of you, when you are here about 1,000 and odd, you might be thinking that you are a part of a larger gathering. But each one of you, you are an icon in your own village, in your own family, in your village, in your own area. Each one of you is a leader. Each one of you is someone that people around you look up to you with expectation, and expectation to provide a model, ideal leadership. How you conduct yourself, how you lead yourself, how you lead your life, what all you do in life. So when you may be a part of a larger gathering, but don't forget that each one of you are precious asset for the country. And how do we serve the country? You serve the country by serving yourself. If each one of you, if you are progressing, if you are earning wealth through your enterprise, you are happy, your family is happy, your family prospers, people around you benefit, your village benefit, your state benefit, the country benefit. The difference between being selfish and serving the nation is those who promote themselves, those who build themselves. While doing so, if you have the nation in your mind, whatever you are doing, whatever work you are doing, whatever enterprise you are taking up, if you have in your mind that you are doing, and this will lead to benefit to the people, to our country, to the people, my family, my neighborhood, my village, my community, that is national service. National service is not something beyond, it is not something metaphysical. To be selfish with an understanding that your development is development of the nation is a national service. And with that consciousness, that bhava, I urge you to plunge in the life. Professor Balram, in his address, he mentioned that there will be many more failures than the successes. We have all failed in our lives, not once, twice, multiple times. I have failed. Only thing is, we don't allow our failure to overwhelm us, to intimidate us. We move forward. Falling is gaining a strength. If you start something and you fail, you should not get disheartened. You must try again. If you move on with this, you will find that all the failures will actually go to building your strength. And that is what has happened. Life is, my friends, my dear friends, life is not a continuous journey of successes. It doesn't happen. When you see someone successful, when you look at me, you will say, okay, this man has reached here. You don't know the story behind. Many setbacks we have faced. The only difference is the setbacks, the failures. We have not allowed ourselves to be defeated by the failures. If you don't allow yourself to be defeated by the failure, you are a winner and you will win. Friends, we need to build this country. We need to build this country and take it to its destiny, which is already set. And we know how do we have to go about it. Explore the opportunities. Those of you who are getting job, get job. Those of you who wish to go for entrepreneurship, go for it. And you know, to be an entrepreneur, what all is needed? You need three things. Three things, there are three ingredients to be an entrepreneur. Number one, the know-how. The know-how, how to, if you want to do something, how to do it. For know-how, there are many centers, many places from where you can get the know-how. We have in the state, but at the national level, we have Niti Aayog. There are various cells. It is available, it is there on the net. And if any of you choose, if you wish, if you feel that yes, you need the help, send me a mail. I will tie you up with the right person who will tell you about the know-how. Second is capital. When you want to do something, you need money. There are today multiple sources of capital. You just go on the internet, it will tell you a lot. Even Niti Aayog will guide you. The financial institutions, including banks, they will tell you how you get easy capital if you want to be an entrepreneur. So know-how and capital. But most important is the will, the motivation. That you have to have. The will and the motivation to do something new. If you have the will and motivation, and I urge the Vice Chancellor to have some such courses here, motivational courses for entrepreneurship. We have incubation center, fine. We need to have motivation centers where we need to motivate our young minds, young brains, sparkling minds to go for something new. All these three ingredients are available: know-how, capital, and motivation. Motivation, those of you who lack it, you must have it. You see how around. You look at this. In our country in 2014, we had hardly 400 startups. Just merely, not even 400. This May, This May 2022, we have crossed 70,000, 70. These people are, who are these people? These are people like you, young men and women who are making the difference. And startups, wonderful, wide range, from agriculture to ocean, to pond fish, to a space, wide range. Our young people, young men and women, brave young men and women are working and taking the country forward. We have already crossed over 100. In the unicorn, we all know what is unicorn means. And a startup, when it becomes worth $1 billion and more, it is unicorn. We have already got the 100th unicorn about a month back. A country changing fast. There are a lot of positive vibrations. We must be in sync with it. We must move forward. And here, when I see, right from the time when I met and had the photograph with the medalist, and then the degrees that I distributed, and Vice Chancellor gave the report, I'm pleasantly surprised, I'm delighted in fact, that today women degree holders are more than the men. This change is going to take India where it belongs. Friends, till the 2011 census, in our country we had male-female ratio, the gender disparity. Number of male were much more than the number of female. The latest census is yet to be published, but all the sample surveys done across the country has given a very, very pleasant news that now our women are more than the men. This has happened through a sustained effort, whether it is a Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, or toilets, or various schemes. We have been able, and nutrition, prenatal, postnatal care of the mothers, wide range of measures taken all over the country. This change is happening all over the country, is not in any one part of the country. This change is happening all over the country because the way we look at the country has fundamentally changed. Earlier we used to look at the country in terms of regions, different states. There is a planning commission. There is an X amount of money. Okay, this much we will spend in health, this much in education, this much in electricity, this much in road building. States will come up with their proposal and negotiate with the planning commission and get some money. We will build 1,000 schools, 500 health centers. No. Today, we don't look at the country in segments. We look at the country as one family, one kudumbam. And that is why, in respect of the basic ingredients of citizenship, like health, education, housing, access to potable water, electricity, it is countrywide movement. In less than 7 to 8 years, our number of medical colleges have almost doubled. If we have to improve the health, it cannot be just by building a few hundred health centers. The holistic approach has to be there. We have to build more health and wellness centers. We have to go more for fitness, physical fitness, exercises, yoga. We have also to give financial assistance to the people, those who do not have access to the health care, by inclusive Ayushman scheme, Ayushman Bharat, giving 5 lakhs insurance to every poor family. We have also to produce adequate number of doctors, and we have also to lay emphasis on our indigenous system of medicines. Today, our indigenous system of medicine is doing wonder. There was a time when this indigenous system of medicine was looked upon as if it was a snake oil. Today, our export in indigenous medicine, the world is a buyer. I'm not only, the whole world is looking to us. Our trade, our export of indigenous medicine has gone over $20 billion. This widespread change, positive change is happening. Be part of it. Be in sync with it. And be with determination. Be with confidence. I always tell my young friends, dream big. You are as big as your dream. If you dream small, you are condemned to be a small. If you dream big, you will rise, you will be big. Dream big. Work hard to achieve your dream. Nothing comes easily. A lion has to hunt, a tiger has to hunt to feed. We have no gain without pain. Work hard with focused determination to achieve that dream. And third, the most important is never lose confidence in yourself. We are all, there is no difference between any of us. We are all similar. It is your confidence in yourself that makes the difference, that changes the course of your life, and that takes you to different, diverse destinations. Confidence in yourself. You will have problems, you will have obstacles, you will have difficulties, but the beauty in life is to overcome the difficulties. Gold glitters only when it is put to fire. Difficulties and challenges should not daunt you. Failure should not overwhelm you. Failure should not intimidate you. Have the confidence in yourself, the belief in yourself. And when it comes to self-confidence and the firm determination, our great Tiruvalluvar, he says, Enniye Enyang Eduva Enniyar Tinniye Rag Perin. If you are Enniye Enyang Eduva Enniyar Tinniye Rag Perin, if you have the determination, nothing is beyond you. You can achieve it. My friends, my young friends especially, once again, I wish you all the best in your personal life, your family life, your academic life, in your social life, wherever you are. Rise, sky is the limit, moon is your target, moon beyond the moon is no longer, we have gone beyond the Mars, go beyond the galaxies. Wish you all the best. One, Nandri, Vanakkam.